We've just come out of Passover, the festival, Jewish festival of Pesach, here in Israel. At the moment, seven days naturally in Israel, outside in Chutz Haaretz, outside of Israel, England, South Africa, America, so on and so forth. You're celebrating 8 days. So at the time of recording, over there it's still Passover, but here in Israel, where I'm recording at, Pesach has finished over here, and we're in Issru Chag. It also happens to be a festival of Mimouna, a Moroccan Jewish festival, which I'll brush on in a minute. So Issru Chag, what is Issru Chag? It refers to the day after each of the three Shalosh Regalim, three pilgrimage festivals in Judaism, that's Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, respectively. In fact, this actual phrase originates from the verse in Tehillim, in chapter 118, in verse 27, which states, I'll say it in English, binds the festival offering with cords to the corners of the altar. This verse, according to the sages inside the Gemara, should homiletically be understood to mean whosoever makes an addition to the festival by eating and drinking is regarded by Scripture as though he has built an altar and offered a sacrifice. That's how potent it is. So I had lachaim before. I had wine and some matzah and everything else. Maybe I should have had something, some meat or something else, but very much recommended to have something festive and something grandiose. In a response to a community that had required, as to the rationale behind the observance of Issru Chag, which is today, Chacham Yosef Chaim, this naturally Ben Ish Chai, who lived around approximately the years 1832 to 1909, cited the famous Kabbalistic Rabbi Isaac Luria, who was also known as Ariya Kadosh, a great rabbi, to the effect that we Jewish people connect the day after the holiday to the holiday itself, due to the remaining light of the holiday. So, in a nutshell, so that the sanctity of the holiday will be extended over here. It's like we've just gained an extra day of, naturally, of the day of Pesach. We've just come out of it, and after Sukkot, it's as if we get an extra day also. Okay, so what's interesting is, let's talk about it. Adding a degree of festivity to the day as a practice has further been codified, especially among the Eastern European communities. Rabbi Moshe Israelis, also popularly known as the Ramah, has stated in his memoirs on the Shulchan Aruch, in the section of Orach Chaim, what did he say? And we have the custom to eat and drink a little more on the day after the festival, after the Chag, one of the three pilgrimage festivals, and that is the day known as Bind the Festival, like we quoted in the verse in Tehillim just before. Hacham Rabbi Yisrael Meir Kagan, also known as the Chafetz Chaim, very great rabbi, ruled that the minhag custom is to generally forbid fasting on Issru Chag. So it's not the day. If you want to take a fast on, not very important to know. In instances when, as a result of great distress, the community synagogue decrees it. Okay. We can also add, with regards to Issru Chag itself, that almost all communities omit Tachnun. So naturally, we know that we're in Pesach, in the month of Nisan. I believe we do not recite the Tachnun prayers anyway. However, communities that follow the rulings of Maimonides, I quote somewhere, who lived between 1135 to 1204, such as the Dor Da'im, the movement which was in 19th century Yemen movement, maintained that the only days on which Tachnun is to be omitted are Shabbat, Yom Tov, Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Chodesh, Chanukah, Purim, and the Mincha on the eve of any Shabbat and Yom Tov. So those are the only communities that naturally will say it. So it's very interesting. Issru Chag is today, so we know that we should eat more, we should drink more, we should be more happy. But something else here on Issru Chag of Pesach. What is it? It's called the Mimouna. Friends, what is the Mimouna? Let's talk about it. It's a Moroccan Jewish festival. It's a tradition, Maghrebi Jewish celebration dinner that takes place in Morocco, Israel, all over the world nowadays, France, Canada, so on and so forth, after Pesach has finished naturally. A bit. It marks a return where we can actually eat bread, leavened bread, naturally, and which was forbidden all over Passover. So what's the history behind this, friends, over here? A lot can be said with regards to it. They say that this festival started around the middle of the 19th century. And it's actually interesting. The word Mimouna itself has a strong root itself. So the name of Maimonides' father was Mimouna, was Maimun, which is a root of the word Mimouna, you could argue. And they say that it marks the date of either his birth or his death on this fixed day. Also, the word Mimouna is similar to the Hebrew word Emuna. What is Emuna, friends? It's faith over here. I believe. When we believe in different things over here, that's how powerful it actually is. Also, we can add further the Arabic word for wealth or good luck, as on this day. According to the Midrash, we know on this specific day, the gold and jewelry of the drowned Egyptians washed up on the shore of the Red Sea. And naturally, the Jewish people became very, very rich. They were able to take all this loot of money over here. Mimouna is associated with faith and belief in immediate prosperity, as seen in customs of matchmaking, let's just say over here, shidduchim, and well wishes of successful childbearing. It's a specific powerful day itself. What was the manna, friends? Also, we can add about the manna. It was a heavenly bread that was showered on the Bnei Israel for 40 years inside the midbar. It tasted like whatever you wanted it to be. You wanted it to be steak, it was steak. Glida, ice cream, it was ice cream. Pizza, it was pizza. Any delicious delicacy, this specific heavenly bread was. It was called manna, very similar to the word Mimouna also. And that is very interesting. Mimouna celebrates belief in both the Shemot, the Exodus, and the future of the Mashiach, the redemption, that's going to be. We also know that in the month of Nisan, naturally that's the month we're in at the moment, Chag Aviv, it's a festival of the Aviv. The Jews were redeemed, and in Nisan they will be redeemed in the future. It's believed to be thought. When Pesach ends and the Jewish people are still not redeemed, the Moroccan Jews do not lose their faith over here, naturally because it's a Moroccan festival. As the sages said, even if he tarries, I will expect him every single day over here. That's the thing. On the 7th day of Pesach, we know there was the miracles of the Kriyat Yam Suf that actually took place, the splitting of the sea. Naturally, that took place, and Egyptians, they drowned. They suffered very much, but the Jewish people, they were victorious. A lot of miracles happened at the sea over there, and that's the greatness of the specific day of the Mimouna of the Issru Chag. So let's look at some of the holiday customs associated with this day. Naturally, we know it falls after Pesach has finished. In many communities, non-Jewish neighbors sell chametz back to Jewish families as the beginning of the celebration of the Moroccan and Algerian Jews throw open their homes to visitors after setting out a lavish spread of tradition holy. They have different sweeteners, different cakes, and everything else to make people feel better. One of the favorites of this specific Moroccan holiday is called the mofleta. Over here. The table is also laid with symbols of luck and fertility, with an emphasis on the number 5. Why number 5 over here? Such as 5 pieces of gold jewelry, 5 beans arranged on a leaf of pastry. The repetition of the number 5 references the 5-fingered amulet called the Hamsa, common in North African and also naturally in Middle Eastern communities of all faiths since pre-modern times also. Let's add some more. Typically, all those in attendance of a Mimouna celebration are sprinkled with a mint, with a grate of dipped in milk, something great over there, some green dipped in milk. And this symbolizes very much good mazal, good fortune, and new beginnings. Fantastic things over here. If you want to turn over a new leaf, God forbid that you're doing something bad, this very much is a specific day to do it. They also say to add on to things, early in the day of the Mimouna, families go to the sea. That's another thing that people did back in the day. Splash water on their face and walk barefoot in the water to replay the scene of the miraculous crossing of the Yam Suf, the Kriyat Yam Suf, the see naturally, which is held to have taken place on the last day of Pesach. In Morocco, back in the day, or even maybe in modern day, Jewish families prepared flour, honey, milk, and butter to be used to prepare post-Pesach Chametz celebration dinners over here. Jewish people will walk to an orchard to recite Birkat. Some people will do. Naturally, we know there's a concept of Zirizim Makdimim LeMitzvot, where we know on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, and so on and so forth, there's a mitzvah of saying the blessing of the new trees, and one should ideally say it at a specific moment, but some people would wait till the Mimouna celebration over here to do it. Jews would walk to an orchard to recite Birkat Le'anot and recite passages from the book of Mishlei, Proverbs, and the Mishnah itself, respectively. Let's add a few more things to this auspicious day over here, friends. They say that celebrating the Mimouna festival in Israel actually began, we can record back naturally, we know the Medinat Yisrael has stood since 1948, but this celebration in Israel, being a grand celebration, has started since 1966. The first mass picnic was organized reportedly by Ben Shemen, by a community activist. Was that Shaul ben Shimon, who saw it? Shaul ben Shimon, who saw it as a way of unifying the North African Jewish communities, Morocco and Algeria. Naturally, this event was attended in 1966 by a reported 300 people. By the following year, it attracted 3,000 people. And by the English year 1970, which is 54 years from the time of recording this, the main event at Jerusalem drew, at that stage in time, tens of thousands of people. Now we know naturally the Mimouna festival over here is annual happening, outdoor parties, there's barbecues, there's celebrations and everything else, especially in Sacha Park in Jerusalem, where different politicians, prime ministers have taken part inside the festivals over here. Apparently it's reported over that in the year 2012, nearly 2 million people in Israel participated in Mimouna festivities. That's a staggering amount of people. It really much symbolizes the Moroccan culture, the Algerian culture of Judaism, the beautiful culture of Judaism. One thing I will add, though, because obviously it's been a difficult year for all of us, with what happened in Simchat Torah, with all the atrocities. There's still more than 100 hostages plus that are held in very devastating captivity, terrible captivity. Rav Shlomo Amar said, I don't know about tone down the celebrations, or maybe not even do the celebrations. So it's reported that politicians this specific year might not take part. But at the same time, it's important that we know what we're doing over here on this specific day. It's a joyous day, Issru Chag anyway. The day after Pesach is the day where we celebrate anyway, but not. So when I spoke about Rav Shlomo Amar, I was talking about the Mimouna side of things, not the Issru Chag side of things. Issru Chag is like an extension of the holiday of Pesach. Obviously, once Pesach is out, we can eat chametz and everything else that we'll share with everyone else. I'll add one more thing about the Mimouna festival itself. Mimouna, why is it so great? Because we know that on Pesach itself, people aren't willing to share as much as with other people. Why is this? Because on Pesach, people are more strict than other people. Some people might eat kitniot, some people not. Some people have more chumrot than other people. But on the Mimouna itself, we share our foods to show there's no hard feelings between all of us, or all our fantastic people over here. So I'm going to leave you with this message over here. Enjoy the day if you're celebrating it. Whenever you're watching this, it could be in a few years' time. Moroccan culture is great. Algerian culture is great. The Rabbanim are great. Everything about it is great. But you also can potentially be great also if you don't feel you are. So enjoy. Make the best of it. Do a lot of mitzvot. Be'ezrat Hashem. We'll speak again soon. Have a fantastic night and take care.